Hey everyone, I am Nihala Nazeer. Today we are going to discuss IAS 36 Impairment of Assets from F1 of CIMA. By definition, impairment of assets is the amount by which the carrying amount of an asset exceeds its recoverable amount. Now, I want to put this in simple terms. If I am to put in simple terms, I would say it is the fall in value of an asset. What is fall in value of an asset? Fall in value of an asset happens when, for example, you have bought a building for $45,000. Over time, due to market fluctuations, due to price changes, due to interest rate changes, your building value becomes $30,000. So, there is a fall in value of an asset. This is called, the difference is called the impairment loss. That means your asset value has decreased over time suddenly due to some market fluctuations. So this is called impairment loss, and impairment loss occurs due to many reasons. There are some internal reasons, there are some external reasons. So, what do we do, or how do we measure the asset when there is impairment? The measurement of the asset is done using two values. We have to have two values in order to measure. One is the net realizable value and the other is the value in use. What is net realizable value? Net realizable value is the amount you get when you sell the asset minus the cost incurred on the asset. So this is the fair value. Okay, fair value at that when you decide to sell the asset, what amount will be there in the market for that asset during that time. That is the fair value of the asset minus all the selling cost incurred while you do so. What is value in use? Value in use is actually the present value of future cash flows generated by the asset, including the scrap. Suppose you decide to sell the asset in the future. What will be the value you get in the future is converted into the present value. Okay. So, the present value of future cash flows, okay, that is generated by the asset, and it should also include the scrap value. So you have these two values. What do you take? What do you take as the assets carrying value from there on? You will take higher of the two. Whichever is higher, that is the current, that will become the carrying value of the asset. Okay, so you take the value, you take the net realizable value, you take the value in use, and whichever is higher of them both is your recoverable amount. Again, let's move on to the treatment. You have found the recoverable amount, so you have to have a treatment for what you have found. First one, if carrying value is greater than the recoverable amount, then there is an impairment. And it should be duly recorded. And it should also be noted that if there is a recoverable amount that you are considering, then the asset value also becomes the recoverable amount. Second one, if the carrying value is less than the recoverable amount, that means there is no impairment. Your asset has not reduced in value. There is no impairment. And the asset takes the carrying value that it has already been recorded with. And third one, if there is impairment, suppose you compare and there is an impairment, there are indications and you test the asset for impairment and there is impairment recorded, then we take that impairment loss. That impairment loss is taken to SOPL as an expense. And that's for today. See you next time. Thank you.